Hello, I'm Chandler Losing, and this is my exam 1 speech. And this will be over a speech by the governor of Virginia and by Trump over the Charlottesville travesty that we could all remember from the news. So, to begin with, we're going to look at the syntax analysis. The first part of this is the utterances per sentences, where Trump had 9.2 and the governor had 11.7. And for the sentence analysis, Trump had 4 simple sentences and 6 complex, and the governor had 1 simple and 9 complex sentences. This would be expected, their utterances, when you look at their sentences they chose, as Trump had more simple sentences than complex than the governor. So he's going to have less utterances per sentence, and that's because the simple sentences will be shorter than the complex ones. On the next is the semantics. This is looking at their word choice and what kind of words they're using. And looking at this, you can see that they both really rely on nouns and relational / grammatical words more than verbs and describing words, and they didn't use any questioning words or words that would fit in the other category. And it makes sense as they're talking about people and events and where it happened. So they're obviously going to be relying on those nouns and relating those nouns with a couple verbs, but not very many. And then on their speech analysis, this is just me looking at how well they did in their speeches and whatnot. And for the semantics, for both of them, I gave them 4, and the semantics just is about using vocabulary that's functional and achieves the purpose that they desired with some imagery or unique word choices. And I thought both of them really used good vocabulary and it was able to achieve their purpose for their speeches. The syntax is just using sentences that flow, have rhythm, and cadence. And I thought the governor did an excellent job of this. He didn't experience any deviations. Whereas Trump, he's very capable, but there's a few times his rhythm and cadence kind of went off, but that was also from the reporters there screaming at him. We'll get into that a little bit later. Next, they both got a 4 for their organization. Sorry. In the organization, it's just using a seamless organization that enhances and showcases central ideas, orders or structures information in a compelling way, and it clarifies the relationship among ideas. They both really did a very good job of this, tying in their feelings and the denouncements of the people who committed those actions. They didn't experience any deviations at all with that. The engagement is addressing the listener in an individual, engaging way, and I feel like they both did that great. They both addressed the people they intended to in a very engaging way and impactful way, in my opinion. And then finally, relating this back to the class. So for this one, I chose some different topics from the class, and the first is noise. And both of them had the noise of the media in the background, whether that was them with their cameras or just moving around. Then Trump, you noticed it more with the media trying to ask him questions as he was speaking and interrupting him. Then the receiver for both would basically be American people, the public, but very more specific, where Trump was addressing the nation as a whole and the media, and the governor of Virginia was more or less addressing the city of Charlottesville, the state of Virginia, and the media there. And the sender for both, Trump and the governor were both the sender. They're the ones giving the message. And the registers were similar for both. They both use a standard formal English, whereas Trump a few times kind of went more into the informal and whatnot. And the channel for both was verbal. They were both talking verbally, and it was also broadcasted to their audiences over television or recorded and put on a website. And for my conclusion, they both did very good jobs. You could tell in the semantics that Trump used more simple language and had less words, but overall they both did a really good job and both met their purposes.